Coming up, I find out what happens when fantasy worlds collide.
Have Trekkies ever shown up here?
If there were some Trekkies here, we'll stomp them good.
You know, I love living in the modern world. I love the conveniences of the cell phone and email. But what I think I love most are the video games. The amazing high resolution, the graphics. But if you want to take it to a new level, you need to come here. This is Dagorhir.
Each year, hundreds of people from across the country gather here in Somerset, Pennsylvania to participate in Dagorhir, the Battle of Baden Hill, an event that is part war reenactment, part Renaissance fair, and part mixed martial arts competition. This is live-action gaming. People create their own personas, fantasy or historical, and participate in battles with foam weapons. It's not a competition, it's about the experience.
You see all kinds of video games. They're based on knights, fantasy, that kind of thing. This is a chance to actually come out in a social environment and do something athletic that lets you fulfill the fantasies you've grown up with.
You forget who you really are in real life, and the adrenaline just gets going, and it just gets crazy out there.
It's a good way to stay in shape, and you can't beat the people.
Yeah, this is something that I think I was made to do. This is where I'd get my aggression out.
Deep down inside, we're all just a bunch of young little boy nerds.
He's downhill! Kill him! Ah!
For 3 days and nights, these live-action gamers, as they like to be called, come here to dress, fight, and party like it's $9.99.
And what is this all culminating in?
We're going to have a huge battle, and it's based on the Arthurian legends, and you are going to be out there fighting barbarians and Romans and running around with an axe and a shield and just having a lot of fun.
Here at Dagorhir, there are almost no limits on one's imagination. So far, I've seen elves, orcs, knights, Romans, ninjas, genies, mercenaries, pirates, samurai, and this guy. But they do have their standards.
Have Trekkies ever shown up here or somebody like that and pretend they beamed down from another planet?
If there were some Trekkies here and they are in Star Trek uniforms, we'll stomp them good.
So I couldn't come in here dressed as like a
Klingon.
stormtrooper? A Klingon I couldn't come in here as?
No.
Probably not a good idea. In fact, you'd probably have the whole field against you.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to hit me some Trekkies.
I'd like to hit me some Trekkies. Man, I wish I had that t-shirt.
Other than the no Trekkie rule, in this world, players can be anything they wish to be.
And I am here with
Mithras.
I am Seamus McKellen.
Seamus.
Kuragano.
Warthog.
Warthog.
Dominus of Rome.
And what do you represent here?
We are the bad guys of our realm.
My character was raised by an elf.
I'm Jared Nightthorn, King
Jared,
of Thieves.
King of Thieves.
Yes, sir.
So are your parents, a little ashamed that you grew up to be an elf?
I think it's the ears, in all honesty.
Think so?
They just can't get used to it. I look like my grandfather, ears stick up to here.
Do you think your dad ever thinks, God, he could have been an orc if he just applied himself a little more?
Of course, when they're not on the battlefield, these weekend warriors all have day jobs.
Yeah. What do you do for a real living?
I am a federal financial manager. I grew up to be an accountant somehow.
Massage therapist.
Very nice. I'm probably going to need it from what I hear.
I work as a bouncer at night.
I work at a fast food restaurant.
Do your office workers know what you do on your off time?
Goodness, no. Let's keep that a secret.
They really don't know?
No.
Night shift produce associate at Walmart store 2318.
I have met many different types so far, but I have yet to meet the most elusive of all the mythical creatures here at Dagorhir. A girl.
I've noticed out here that there's a lot of guys.
The ratio from males that are into Dagorhir to females that are into Dagorhir is pretty huge.
Ninja, dad!
You are in the minority out here with a lot of testosterone running around.
It can kind of be a double-edged sword because, a lot of guys are raised on the general values that you don't hit a girl. So if you get a lot of guys who are like, hey, you're a girl, what are you doing on the field? And then I just hit them harder.
Don't up and call some of them my lady because they will probably thrash you to the ground.
If she's interested in sword fighting, she just got 10 points hotter in my book. And I want to take her in the backyard and start sparring immediately.
Whether they're man or woman, they all love playing their roles, but do not call them role players.
What is the difference between this and live-action role-playing or LARPing?
I think our fighting is a lot more realistic in terms of the damage. I mean, if I take a weapon and I strike you in the arm, your arm's gone.
When he says your arm's gone, what he really means is that you have to hold it behind your back for the rest of that battle.
It's not like, oh, I have magic ice arm which deflects your fire sword. None of that.
There are many fighting units here at Dagorhir, even though no one will be declared a winner. People enjoy the camaraderie of perpetrating violence with like-minded souls. So what group of combatants should I join? For me, it's kind of like choosing between the Army, the Marines, or mall security.
And what is your name?
Mark Bonecutter, big boss of the Orc Kaldar.
I'm guessing you're not an elf.
Elf, mate. I should smack you right upside your face, you mug.
And explain to me what an orc is.
Orcs is green! Green is best!
And what makes you want to be an orc?
Who's best? Plain and simple, mate. We smash anything in our path. We fight for war and war alone. That's it.
They're big, smelly, green, and violent.
Anyone got a problem with it? We smash them, kick their teeth out, take off with their women's, drink their liquor, and in the end, we still the best.
I'm beginning to feel that perhaps this isn't the team for me to join.
What do you like fighting best?
Rome. I
Romans?
love the bash Romans. They taste good like cupcakes.
Baked goods? The Romans are not.
So do your abs actually look like this?
Wish they didn't.
You ever thought about putting nipples on there?
Don't ask, don't tell policy.
There you go. Even the Romans had it.
The Romans aren't really anything to be afraid of. They have the strength and numbers thing. I think they're compensating for something.
Oh, okay. Spear envy?
Yeah, spear envy.
Stuff.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of trash talk about the Romans.
I'm sure.
Everybody wants to take out a Roman.
They do. We've got a reputation for being the best, because we are. There's nothing more glamorous than going back and saying, I killed a Roman that day.
So I'm looking to join up with the team.
You could fight with the dull and dim-witted barbarians, or you could fight with the civilized force that fights together as a team.
But the dull and dim-witted are my people, and I don't have the legs to be a Roman. So onward in my search to find a unit that has a physical I can pass, so to speak.
1, 2,
And I think my search may be over.
and I am with, what is your name?
Fergus McCaskill.
Fergus is a great name.
I'm the field sergeant for the Black Company. Black Company is a mercenary group. We fight and get hired by other units to help them win their battles.
The mercenary sounds good to me. What would I have to do to fight with you guys?
You want to join up?
Yeah, how would I do that?
You're joined up.
It's that easy?
It's that easy.
I don't have a name either. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking of osteoporosis.
There you go.
What do you think of that one? That also tells an enemy I shouldn't be hit hard. Well, I'll come up with a name yet. We'll figure it out.
Let's get you trained up, garbed up, and ready for blood.
Or foam.
Or foam.
When we return, I learn the deadly art of foam weaponry.
So this one has a stabby tip on it.
I'm here at Dagorhir, one of the largest reenactments ever of an event that never happened. A battle where both historical and fantasy characters fight each other with foam weapons. And I am preparing for battle with my new team, Black Company.
So as you can see, if I'm going to fight, I certainly can't do it in this. I'm going to have to garb up.
Anyone who's anyone at Dagorhir is dressed by Garby, the armor designer extraordinaire.
I really, really, really like this. What does something like this run?
This suit is a suit of silver, and it'd run you about $50,000.
Well, all right then.
Yeah, I know.
Anything in aluminum? Old pop can tops? How much does this weigh?
This is about 90 pounds of armor.
90 pounds? How can you fight 90-pound armor?
29 years of doing this, you learn to run or you get killed a whole lot.
I left my $50,000 in my other wallet. But that doesn't mean I can't get truly masculine and intimidating battle dogs. Okay, maybe the hat's a little too much.
All right.